Hello students of Standard 12. Welcome back to my class. This is your Chemistry 1 class presented by me. Today in this class, we will know about law of conservation of mass and energy. So, our first topic is law of conservation of mass. Dear students, you know in chemical reaction, the total mass of reactant molecules is equal to that of product molecules. Because in reaction, no atom is destroyed or no new atom is formed. Just the bonds of reactant molecules are broken and new bonds of product molecules are formed. So, the law of conservation of mass is, in chemical reaction, no atom is destroyed or no new atom is formed, just they are transformed from one form to another. And the total mass of the reactant molecules is equal to that of product molecules. Look, this is a reaction. Here, the reactant molecules are carbon and oxygen, and the product molecules are carbon dioxide. So, if you calculate the total mass of carbon and oxygen and also calculate the mass of carbon dioxide, you will see that their mass are equal. That means the total mass of reactant molecules, carbon and oxygen, is equal to that of carbon dioxide. Look, this is another reaction. Here, if you calculate the total mass of 2 mole potassium iodide and 1 mole lead nitrate, then it will be equal to the total mass of 1 mole lead iodide and 2 mole potassium nitrate. Here also, in this reaction, lead iodide is precipitated. So, if from there lead iodide is collected and the mass of lead iodide is counted from there, then you can easily calculate the mass of lead in product side. And if the mass of lead from lead nitrate is calculated from the reactant side, then it will be see that the mass of lead in lead nitrate and the mass of lead in lead iodide is equal for this reaction. So, this proves the law of conservation of mass. Now, law of conservation of energy. The law of conservation of energy is, the change of energy in chemical reaction is discussed in first law of thermodynamics. That is, you know, in every chemical reaction, the exchange of heat energy is occurred. So, with the law of conservation of mass, every chemical reaction is associated with law of conservation of energy also. It is not possible that in every reaction the total energy of reactant molecule and product molecule will be equal. But we know that the energy is not destroyed and also it cannot be formed. Just it can be transformed from one form to another. This is the law of conservation of energy. The law of conservation of energy can be written as, energy cannot be created or destroyed. Just it is transformed from one form to another. Look, this is a reaction. Here methane is burnt to produce carbon dioxide and water. If we can calculate the internal energy of methane and oxygen, then we will see that the total energy of methane and oxygen is not equal to the energy of carbon dioxide and water, because here the reaction is not balanced. Now, after balancing the reaction, if you calculate the total energy, internal energy of methane and 2 mole oxygen and the total energy of carbon dioxide and 2 mole water, then this energy will also not be equal. So, where the energy goes or from where the energy comes from. Here, the total internal energy of methane and 2 mole oxygen is more than the total internal energy of carbon dioxide and 2 mole water. And this extra energy is produced with these product molecules. So the reaction can be written as methane and 2 mole oxygen react to produce carbon dioxide, 2 mole water, and also 890.3 kilojoule heat. That means here the internal energy of reactant molecules, that means the chemical energy, is converted to heat energy, and now the reaction is balanced in case of energy. Also, here the total internal energy of hydrogen and iodine is less than the total internal energy of 2 mole hydrogen iodide. So here 53 kilojoule heat energy is added with these reactant molecules. These reaction or these phenomena prove the law of conservation of energy. Now, what is internal energy? Every substance contains some energy. It is stored as potential energy and also kinetic energy. The total energy stored in a substance is called internal energy of that substance. Internal energy is expressed by E, and it depends on the nature of the substance, temperature, and pressure. When temperature is increased, the substance absorbs heat from surroundings and its internal energy increases. In the same way, when temperature is decreased, the substance gives up heat to surroundings and its internal energy decreases. At constant pressure, the change of internal energy, that means daily, in a chemical reaction is expressed as daily equal EP minus ER. That means difference of internal energy. The internal energy of product molecules minus the internal energy of reactant molecules. Now, classification of reaction. Depending on internal energy of reactant and product, heat is produced or absorbed in chemical reaction. Already we saw this. So the chemical reactions are classified into two classes. One is exothermic reaction and another is endothermic reaction. Now we will read about this exothermic and endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. In exothermic reaction, the internal energy of product is less than that of reactant molecules. Already we have seen this, that then if the internal energy of reactant molecule is more than the internal energy of product molecule, then the extra energy is produced as heat energy. Here in exothermic reaction, the internal energy of product is less than that of reactant. So to balance the total energy of reactant and product, heat energy is produced with the product. These types of reactions are called exothermic reaction. So for exothermic reaction, the internal energy of reactant molecule equal internal energy of product plus evolved heat energy. So we can tell that the reaction where heat is produced is called exothermic reaction. Now, endothermic reaction. In endothermic reaction, the internal energy of reactant is less than that of product. That means here the internal energy of product is more, so some heat energy is added with reactant molecules, or we can tell that heat energy is absorbed by the products. So to balance the total energy of reactant and product, heat energy is absorbed by the reactant. So here EP equal ER plus absorbed heat energy. The reaction where heat is absorbed is called endothermic reaction. That means the energy will be produced or absorbed in a chemical reaction that depends on the internal energy of the reactant and product. I am telling again, if the internal energy of reactant molecule is less than the product molecule, then heat energy is absorbed, and these types of reactions are called endothermic reaction. And if the internal energy of reactant is more than the internal energy of product, then heat energy is produced with the product, and these reactions are called exothermic reaction. Now, this diagram will make you more clear about this. Look, this is exothermic reaction. Carbon and oxygen, they produce carbon dioxide. Here, this reaction is an exothermic reaction. That means here the internal energy of reactant molecules is more than the internal energy of product molecule. So in this diagram is the heat content. Here the internal energy of reactant molecule is more. So this is the internal energy of reactant molecule, and here internal energy of product is less. So here is the internal energy of product, and this is the energy difference, and we can tell this is the heat energy produced, because here the product molecule, the energy of product molecule is less. So this amount of heat energy is produced in this reaction, and this is called del H, enthalpy change, and this is negative for exothermic reaction. So the value of del H is negative. This is endothermic reaction. Calcium carbonate is decomposed and produce calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Look, in this reaction, here the internal energy of reactant is less and the internal energy of product is more. The internal energy of reactant is less than the internal energy of product. So here heat energy is given with the reactant. You know, when calcium carbonate is heated, then calcium oxide and carbon dioxide are produced. That means heat energy is absorbed by the reactant molecule. So these are the difference of internal energy of reactant and product, and here del H is positive, and del H is the heat change, enthalpy change. For endothermic reaction, the value of del H will be positive. Now, enthalpy and enthalpy change. What is enthalpy? Enthalpy or heat content is a thermodynamic function which is the sum of internal energy of a system and product of pressure and volume change of system. That means enthalpy is the sum of internal energy and product of pressure and volume change. So enthalpy is denoted by H, and we can write this by equation H equal E, that means internal energy, plus P into del V, pressure and volume change. Here E is the internal energy of the system. Now here enthalpy change del H, it is also Hp minus Hr, and we know already that if del H is positive, the reaction will be an endothermic reaction, and if del H is negative, the reaction will be an exothermic reaction. Dear students, today after this, just I have started the topic. So today no more. Next class We will meet again with some new topics. We will meet with enthalpy change. So today, bye everyone. Goodbye students.